Hi, I'm Scott Noonan, the CEO of Audio Advice. Today I want to show you a new theater we recently finished in a brand new home. I'm going to first walk you through the theater itself and show you the room, equipment, and acoustic treatment. Then I'll finish with our binaural demo of the theater. For those of you who subscribe to the channel, you know I like to show something new in every video. So today I'm going to give special attention to how we calibrated the theater, including showing you some tricks for getting the most out of your surround sound system. Now, let's get started. As you can see here in the original design of this theater using our free home theater design tool at audioadvice.com, the theater is 20 feet deep by 17 feet wide and 11 feet high. So it's a pretty good sized theater, giving us room for this sofa in the front and traditional home theater seats on the second row. Okay, so let's start with the video side of things. This is a 140-inch Studio Tech 130 acoustically transparent screen from Stewart Film Screen. Now what that means is it's a 1.3 screen gain, meaning we're getting 30% more light back in. That is paired up with a Sony VPL VW715 ES projector, or for short, the Sony 715 projector. Now, this turns out to be a great combination. People that go for the Sony projectors tend to be very focused on getting the picture right, exactly as it was intended. As you might imagine, Sony, because they make the cameras that are shooting 4K and 8K, and they've got their own film studio, do everything through the entire chain. When they make these projectors, everything is about making sure that the image quality is incredible. And so when you watch anything on this particular system, there's no jitter, there's no blurring, the colors are right on line, it just looks terrific. Okay, so one of the things to note is this room is 11 feet high. And so you'll see that in the home theater design tool, it actually now shows you where to put the projector, and you can see that we've dropped it down right at the top level of the screen to get the best picture possible. The other thing that we've added to the design tool as well is it allows you to adjust your depth and height of your risers, and then calculates the sight lines to show you exactly where the bottom of the screen should go and how big that screen should be based on your immersion level. Okay, so let's switch to the audio side of things. What we've got up front here are 3 Bowers & Wilkins custom wall mount 7.3 S2s. Now these are like go-to speakers for high performance theaters because they fit in a 2x4 stud bay that's 16 inches on center. So we've got the left, center, and right. They've got nice back boxes which protect sound from going out of the theater, but also improve the sound coming out. They've got 1-inch carbon dome tweeters combined with a 4-inch continuum for mid-range and 2 6-inch woofers. Now in general, when you're trying to map out your budget for a theater, you want to allocate more of your budget towards the front 3 speakers because that's where your voicing is and most of your powerful stuff going on. Then what you do is when you go out to your sides and rears, you want to match the tweeters and the timbers. So as an example, these are custom wall mount B&W 7.5 S2s, which have the exact same 1-inch carbon dome tweeter, plus they have a 5-inch continuum driver which handles mid-range and bass. And we do that both in the sides and the rears. Then when you switch up to the Atmos, we also have the Bowers & Wilkins 7.5 S2s, but this is the custom ceiling mount version. And these are really cool for Atmos because they've got a 7-inch continuum driver for mid-range and bass combined with the same 1-inch carbon dome tweeter, and they're angled. So if you look at the front Atmos speakers in this room, they're angled backwards towards the main listening position, and if you look at the rears, they're angled forward towards the main listening position. So one of the things I want to point out is we use floor to ceiling acoustic panels in here, and what we did was we put absorptive panels at the first reflections, and then we used diffusers in the back. But one of the things we like to do is wrap these with acoustically transparent cloth. So what happens is we actually cut out where the side and rear speakers are and allow them to play through the cloth. So we get a room that looks, really aesthetically beautiful, but it also has the right acoustics in here that hopefully you can hear even in my voice right now. Sticking with the same look, you'll see we've got paneling all the way from the bottom to the top in this room. And behind this, we've got JL Audio 8-inch in-wall subsystems. It's the 208 IWS system. And it's a big box that sits right here, and there's an 8-inch high excursion subwoofer here and on the left side, and they're powered by 600-watt amplifier. So it really allows us to cross over all the other speakers to bring the deep bass in here. And honestly, by corner loading them and then calibrating the system, the room just came out fabulous and has a really nice bass curve. Okay, so we're using an Anthem MRX 1140 to power the system. This provides 140 watts per channel continuous power along with the sub-outs for the JL Audio subwoofers. If you're into theaters or audio, you know that Anthem receivers have been sold out in backlog since they launched over a year ago. AudioVice is the largest seller of Anthem, and I can tell you it's for two main reasons. First, they simply sound amazing with great design, power supplies, and DACs. And the second is their Anthem room correction software called Arc Genesis. I really can't overstate how impressive this software is. Historically, good calibration systems were extremely expensive and very complex. Anthem has done a superb job making this software very user-friendly. So if you are a do-it-yourselfer, you can easily learn it and calibrate your own system. Many of our DIY customers figure it out without ever calling us, and those who want to go to the next level usually give us a call and we show them how to throw it into pro mode and tweak it to another level. For those of you who subscribe to the channel, you know I like to go one level deeper on something new in each video. So I'm going to spend some time talking about the calibration and showing you some tricks. When you set up your receiver, you want to first set all your distances, as you can see here. Now, if you really want to do this right, then if you have subwoofers with digital processing, then you want to increase the distance in your receiver to account for the delay in the subwoofer processor. In this case, the JL Audio processing adds 12 milliseconds of delay, which converts to adding about 12 feet to the distance. What is happening here is that when you tell the processor that the subs are 12 feet farther away than they are, the processor then delays all of the other speakers by an extra 12 milliseconds so that the sub sound hits the main listening position at the same time as the other speakers. If you don't know the delay in your subwoofer, check out our subwoofer calibration video where I show you exactly how to find the delay and phase align your subs. Now, we've got the distances right before we run calibration on the Anthem, or any receiver for that matter. You want to first run room optimization on your subwoofers if they have it. In this case, the JL Audio subs have a great calibration system that is relatively automated. You essentially put the mic in the main listening position and hit one button to calibrate the subs. By doing these first, we free up processing power in the Anthem for its room correction. If you're setting up your own system or want to go back and get the most out of your own, be sure to watch the video we did on how to best set up a receiver that walks through the details of these steps. So once the subs are set, we run Arc Genesis on the Anthem. To do this, you start with your microphone in the main listening position, and you can put it between two seats if you've got two main listening positions. And you have the microphone facing upward, and you want the dot and the white sticker there facing forward. It's key to make sure you've turned off all your extra noises when you run Arc Genesis. So turn off your HVAC system and anything else creating noise. In this particular room, we've got a really low noise floor, so it's great for this. Arc Genesis then will have you run test tones with the microphone in multiple positions. Remember that the first position is the most important as it will set the levels of the speakers. Once you're done, Arc will show you the before and after curves. Once that is done, in our case, our installation team will quickly run through the AudioVice audio and video calibration tones and patterns, which we've actually now put on YouTube and linked in the description so you can do it yourself if you want to. These adjust the center channel speaker, get all the video settings correct, etc. And once you're done with these calibrations, for me, I generally sit and listen to some movie clips I know really well. Oftentimes, I want more bass impact from a gunshot or explosion. So I'll go into Arc and put it into the Pro mode and bring up the room gain slightly. Most rooms I find sound really good with around 3 to 4 dB of room gain. I will then add a slight amount of deep bass boost. In this case, I added a little over 1 dB of deep bass boost. If the room has an acoustically transparent screen and speakers like these BMWs, I also will increase the maximum correction frequency for anything behind a screen or cloth and take it all the way up to 20 kilohertz versus the default 5 kilohertz. Now why? The reason is that the screen is slightly impacting the sound and has a greater effect at higher frequencies. This, by the way, is true of acoustically transparent fabric like we've got on the sides and rears. So by recalculating the curves all the way up to 20 kilohertz, you immediately get better imaging and highs. FYI, that Anthem is about to release a really good new version of Arc Genesis that we've been beta testing that includes phase alignment. When they do, I will release a full video going through best practices on how to get the most from it. If you want to make sure you get that video and others like this one, like this video, then click subscribe and be sure to click the notify button. We regularly release videos on home theater installations, and I try to include something new in every one of them. We also put out great videos on the top home theater products, including speakers, processors, and even home theater chairs. Okay, so now let me show you this custom cabinet that we did with the building team. You'll see we've got this cool rack sitting in here that's basically 100% silent, and it's got the Control4 processor for controlling your remote control and everything else in the room, as well as the Apple TV, your network switch, JL audio amplifier, and then the Anthem 1140. But what's really cool is we designed this so it could easily be upgraded. So literally, this pulls out just like this. And for those of you who've ever had to work on your system, you'll know getting behind it is really, really hard. Whereas we've got this completely set up like this. Just take a look at how beautiful the rack work was by the team and how easily accessible this is. One of the cool things about having an automation system in one universal remote is that we can control all the lighting scenes from someone's seat with a button press. So right now we're in full all-on mode that'll be used for Super Bowl while people are eating, having a great time, and you want light in the room. Then if you want to go down and say we want to really watch some television but we want some light in the room, one button press, it brings it down. But maybe what you really want to do is you want to watch a movie, and another button press for your movie scene, and it brings it all the way down and your movie's ready to go. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about the lights in the room. You'll see first we've got the sconces is one lighting layer, and I'm going to tell you all of your lighting loads in a room you want to make sure are on dimmers, because no matter how much they put out, you're going to want to bring it up or down later. So lighting layer 1 are these sconces. Lighting layer 2, if you look up to the top, is indirect lighting that's bouncing off the ceiling, which tends to be a great way to do it in a theater because you don't see the reflections on the screen. And then the final lighting layer is more your safety lighting layer. And you'll see we've got LEDs on the steps here so that when you're in full movie watching mode and everything's off, you still have your safety lighting coming from the bottom. We actually made an entire video just on how to design lighting for a theater room, and it matches up with our full how to design a theater room video. Okay, so now we've got our binaural mic set up here. If you've got headphones, go ahead and put them in so you can get the full effect. I'm going to play a scene from The Mandalorian, and I'm going to play a fight scene. We're going to have some punching going on. Because this room has been so well acoustically treated, it's deader than most rooms that sort of bounce around. And so I actually ended up having to use less bass than I thought I would, bringing down a little bit of the deep bass boost and some of the room gain. What I want you to get a sense of when I play it is the imaging. There's some crickets playing in the background, and you can hear all the sounds around them. But when the fighting's going on, what I'm looking for is a feeling of a punch that almost makes you just jump when you hear it. So let's go ahead and play it and see what you think. Okay, so you haven't seen The Mandalorian, you should definitely go watch it. That's a really fun scene. We did get those punches and feel just a little bit of jump, yet there was nothing fatiguing about it, which is really a signature of these B&W speakers, and also good acoustics in the room. If you're considering building a home theater or updating your own, check out our home theater page at audioadvice.com, where we have our free home theater design tool, how-to videos, an inspiration gallery, and everything home theater related. Or if you have any questions at all, give us a call or chat with us at audioadvice.com or stop by one of our award-winning showrooms. I really want to thank the builder and all the craftsmen that worked with us on this, as well as a terrific homeowner who made this a great project. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to like and subscribe. Then click the notification button so you'll be notified when we roll out our newest videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.